Skyhawk 7, you're just on recon. Weather tracking only. Stay out of restricted airspace. The command was clear, dismissive, like she was just there to fill a seat. Lieutenant Avery Cole rolled her eyes behind her visor. She didn't respond. She didn't need to. She was the youngest fighter pilot in her squadron, and they still treated her like a kid tagging along on a boy's mission. While others logged combat hours, she got cloud duty. She launched at 0520, climbing over the jagged peaks of northern Nevada. Her orders were to log atmospheric pressure and wind changes for an incoming storm front. Nothing exciting, nothing dangerous. But 7 minutes into her flight, as she reached 30,000 feet, her radar lit up like a Christmas tree. 12 unidentified signals, no transponders, no formation codes. Moving fast, too fast. Command, this is Skyhawk 7. I've got incoming, possible drone swarms, unmarked. Engaging. Static. Then silence. Then the sound no pilot ever wants to hear. Dead comms. They hadn't even armed her bird. No missiles. Just a 20mm cannon and 2 flare pods for evasion. It was supposed to be a routine sortie. It turned into hell. The drones swarmed in tight, agile waves, matte black, no insignias, moving like they were alive. Avery jerked hard into a barrel roll, one of them buzzing past her cockpit with a pulse so strong it shook her bones. Her fingers danced across the console, switching to manual combat mode. All right, you want to fight? Let's dance. The first burst came at her in a V formation. She dropped low, inverted, pulled a G-force maneuver most pilots couldn't even survive, and took out 2 drones with a blindside cannon burst. She barely had time to breathe before the rest turned on her like hornets. Avery wasn't just a pilot. She was born in the sky. Her father flew in Desert Storm, her mother a Navy test pilot. Avery grew up falling asleep under blueprints and waking up in hangars. While other kids played video games, she was memorizing flight paths and cockpit protocols. Flying wasn't just in her blood, it was her blood. For the next 6 minutes, she fought like a demon. Alone, outgunned. She executed maneuvers that defied physics, used the clouds as cover, lightning bursts as shields. Every time she fired, she made it count. By minute 12, she had downed 6 drones, but the last wave was smarter, faster, adaptive. One clipped her left wing, another exploded mid-air, sending shrapnel through her fuselage. Warning alarms blared. Her oxygen system was failing, but her eyes, those storm blue eyes, stayed locked forward. I didn't come up here to die, she growled. And then salvation, or so she thought. Radar blip, friendly aircraft inbound, Skyhawk 3 reinforcements. But the comms crackled just once before cutting again. Cole, you're still up. They thought she'd been taken out. They thought she never stood a chance. Still flying, she replied, voice shaking but steady, and I've got 2 left. She hit the throttle, surged through the storm with one wing trailing smoke. The drones miscalculated her dive. She looped under, then back up through the lightning, pulled an impossibly tight corkscrew, and emptied her final burst. The last drone disintegrated in flames. Silence, just the howl of the wind and her own ragged breathing. She leveled out, barely holding altitude, systems failing, hull damaged, but she was alive. When she finally landed back at base, emergency crews rushed the runway. The tower was in shock. The other pilots just stared. Skyhawk 3 stepped forward, helmet off, eyes wide. You fought them off solo? She nodded once. All 12. The commanding officer, who'd given her weather duty just hours earlier, saluted her without hesitation. Lieutenant Cole, you just rewrote protocol. Because she hadn't just survived a drone ambush, she had dominated it, with no weapons, no backup, just instinct, courage, and skyborn fury. They put her on weather duty because they thought she wasn't ready. 7 minutes later, she was rewriting the manual on solo air combat. That day, Avery Cole became a legend. So never underestimate someone based on their assignment. The sky doesn't care about your rank, it only respects your fight. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.